In more news tonight, a former Fort Hood soldier is suing the U.S. Army, claiming military leaders failed to protect her from a serial predator who attacked her in her barracks in 2022.
Sergeant Graville Clark was convicted in 2025 of 29 charges, including attempted murder, rape, and kidnapping. He was sentenced to life in prison in April, but died in his cell in September.
The new complaint comes from one of the survivors of Sergeant Clark's attacks. 6 News reporter Juliana Jackson is live now in the studio with the details of this federal complaint and what the victim's attorneys say could have prevented the assault. Juliana?
Lindsay and Bailey, Mara Diaz was 19 years old when she was attacked in her Fort Hood barracks in a room on July 2022. And now she's filed a complaint through the Federal Tort Claims Act seeking $10 million in damages. Her attorneys say Army leadership knew about a pattern of attacks against female soldiers, but never warned the community or improved security. We do want to warn you, some parts of the story might be disturbing. According to the federal complaint, on July 15, 2022, Sergeant Graville Clark knocked on Mara Diaz's barracks door. When she saw his uniform through the peephole, she opened it. Clark revealed a handgun, forcing his way inside.
So our client was brutally attacked, raped, and tortured by a serial predator.
The complaint goes on to say Clark restrained Diaz and violently assaulted her, leaving her with life-threatening injuries. But according to the complaint, Army leadership never warned the community about the pattern of attacks or improved barracks security. In October 2022, his 5th victim escaped and screamed for help, leading to his arrest. On April 24, 2025, Clark was convicted on 29 charges, including attempted murder, rape, and kidnapping. He was sentenced to life in prison. In September 2025, Clark died in his cell.
By filing this complaint, Ms. Diaz is not only trying to get accountability for herself, but she's doing this so that no other woman at Fort Hood will ever have to go through what she went through.
Diaz voluntarily discharged from the military in August 2023. She continues to struggle with depression, anxiety, and nightmares.
So our client was 19 years old when this attack occurred, and she thought that she was going to spend the rest of her life serving her country. And as a direct result of this attack and the Army's negligence, she had to give up on this career.
Heather J. Hagan, a U.S. Army spokeswoman, says, quote, "The Army is aware of the claim and investigation conducted by the Criminal Investigation Division into the incident is ongoing. As this is an open investigation, we are unable to release further details," end quote. We will stay up to date on this developing case.
Juliana, thank you for looking into that.